So now I'm going to be demonstrating some sugaring on the face. So I did put a headband on just to pull back my hair. And I have a mirror in front of me so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And let's see, how do we want to start? Okay, so I think just to start, I'm just going to trim my brow hair. Sometimes if you have some long ones, you might want to just get those trimmed out so that they don't get caught in the sugar. I like to comb the hair up and trim whatever hairs are kind of poking up the top, and then comb the hairs down and get whatever hairs are going down. I have had the permanent makeup done within the last maybe year and a half, so I do have kind of a nice even shape to follow. If you don't have that, I mean, you're just going to be kind of using your own discretion. And if you're not really too sure on brows, like how to shape them, I would say just clean up around the brow shape in between going to like a professional to have it shaped up. Okay, so I put that on. Now I'm going to flick it off. And this is using the stick method. I do kind of like the stick method for doing eyebrows because it is just kind of nice to be able to shape with a little bit of a sharper edge than what my finger provides if you're using your finger. And there are smaller sticks too if you get the kit. There's little tiny ones, and I might even use the tiny ones as I get more into the actual shaping. You might need to change your sugar a little more often for eyebrows, at least that's what I find. I think because I'm using such a small little piece, it tends to fill up with sugar and dead skin and just need to be changed more often. But we'll see how this, so far it's still working pretty good. I usually go until I just get stuck, and then if I need to use like a strip to get it off, then I just start fresh. Now, doing the top part of the brows is kind of optional. I don't really have too much hair up there, but I do feel like when I do sugar above my brows, it just gives me a better, cleaner shape. It almost even makes the permanent makeup look a little bit darker for some reason. And there are some clients, like when I do the top part of their brows, I'm actually really shaping their brows. Like one brow might be higher than the other one, and I can kind of lower the higher brow by coming down off a little bit off the top of the one. So you've noticed with the sugar I can go over the skin more than once. If I was waxing, you really don't want to do that. Okay. And I'm going to use the small stick now to just get a little more detailed. And then you'll also see me holding the skin with my free hand. I think I'm going to just use the strips on this too. With the sugaring on eyebrows, so with one thing with sugaring you probably heard, go against the hair pull with the hair. I do break that rule on brows. I'm not sure if all sugaring estheticians do, but when I kind of am getting into the real close shaping, it's easier for me to go with the hair growth, because when I go against, sometimes it's pulling, I don't know, just it's just really hard to shape. I find it really hard to shape. So I usually go just same as wax. Now, by doing that, when I'm doing the outer part, I can, like if I'm down here, sometimes I don't mind going against and pulling with, because I'm not really shaping. But once I'm like into the shaping part, I like to go with the hair and pull against. I do find that it doesn't work as well. Sometimes I have to go over more compared to when I go against the hair and pull with. You do get more hair for sure. Okay, so up on this top part, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and use just the pulling off with the stick. You can tell I'm a little bit more comfortable on my right brow, pulling up against the hairs compared to my left brow. Now sugaring can get like all over the place. You can see it kind of like breaking up or flicking off. Maybe it landed on the floor, or it can fling across the room and get on the wall. But what's nice about sugar is it is water soluble. So you will just need a little bit of water to wipe it off. And that goes, if it does get in your hair, you can wipe it off. Also, if you put it on part of your brow that you kind of go, oh, whoops, I didn't mean to get it on that part of the brow, you can also wipe it off with water. Now, if you ever want to tint your eyebrows, let me know if you want any information on how to tint your eyebrows, because you can dye your own brows at home too. There are a lot of salons that offer that, and even sometimes your hairdresser, if you ask them to put the hair dye from your hair on your brows, they can do that, and then that matches your hair. Okay, I'm just going to use a strip just to get that blob off. Now, if your skin starts to feel irritated, you can always just stop and like wait for the. So I just needed some toner. This is a good thing to do at night before you go to bed, just so that if your skin is a little bit red or pink by the next morning, you'll be